Okay, this is ANZ. It's the market's just open, and if you have a look where my volume is, it looks very empty, and that's because we've got this massive big, this is the 1 minute chart, we've got this massive big volume spike here that sort of dwarfed everything else as they've gapped it right down. I see when you see those, you see all that volume on a down bar, it's usually they're usually absorbing it in the bottom. Smart money buying these down bars, and I mean it's come down a fair ways, but the actual spread of the 1 minute bar there, it's not narrow, but it's not particularly impressive compared to the amount of volume there is. So I would think there'd be a lot of absorption going on. I mean, obviously there's a lot of supply because it's broken right down, but I wouldn't be surprised if this if we get a long trade out of this, because it's because for it to just stop where it has, it's relatively, I mean, it's not narrow, but it's compared to the volume. Look, everything, if I move this out of the way, and there's all our big spikes and that, and then when we move it out this way, I'll have to do it again, and then they disappear today. So I think that's I think this might be a long for the day. They may use the Dow, the bad night on the Dow, as an excuse to break it down, and I could be wrong. It could just keep going down. So but I wouldn't be surprised if they break it back up above this bar here, because you'd have to say that there's a lot of absorption going on in that bar, and it's massive. I wonder what the I actually had an overnight short that got it didn't reach my target, but I got out once I saw that bar. I closed up my stop and got out. So a little bit of profit is better than watching it go back up. So that's, I wonder what the other banks are doing. I'll go have a look. Get out of there. Commonwealth Bank, they'll probably all be doing the same. Oh, look at that. Down she goes. I mean, it's not as pronounced, but see, it's if it was all selling, then it has it coming back up to here. So that's been absorbed in the bottom there as well. So it could be a long, look, it could be a long, it could go up and then break back down, because there is a lot of supply around at the moment. So that's interesting. I'm just going to sit on my hands and watch it. Let's have a look at the NAB. What's the NAB doing? I can't see what the NAB's doing. They gone in trading halt? No. 15th. Where are you, NAB? Disappeared off my radar. Go to the hourly. Oh, they haven't. It's too early yet. Sorry, it's too early. They haven't started yet. Because they open in alphabetical order. So keep forgetting that. But we'll just, when they do open, we'll just have a squiz and see what happens. How they break it down. I'll just put I'll put a warning line on this pitchfork here. Let's have a look. I might put 2 warning lines on there. You never know, they might break it right down. You do have this, where am I getting this resistance, this support line from? Oh, I think that was just me. I think looking for a trade, because you can click on these lines and enter a trade off your trend lines. So which is quite good with these. But if I look at my high volume minute bar, the top of it's right where these are here. So I'll just move that up there. Let's see what it does. Anyway, if you hear any crunching, that's me with my popcorn. I'm on holidays, but the family's not on holidays yet for till the end of the week, so I'm not particularly interested in trading at the moment, but if I see something good, I might get in there. I don't trade for a living, I work, so because I work I can't watch stuff like I want to, but I do a bit in my lunch break. So I might have a little bit to go. I might have a look at the what am I looking at now? I'll go to my Pro Real Time. Okay, this is the Westpac Bank. I'll go to the daily here. So this is what I'm looking at with the Westpac Bank. I think I drew this pitchfork on the one of my other videos. You can see where it's finding a bit of support here around the 2150 mark. The ultra high volume bar on the daily is right up here, right, that one there. So you can see where it's tried to hang on and it's just collapsed. And I've drawn this little mini pitchfork here, and it's found resistance on the line there. We've got another line of resistance on this pitchfork just above it. But we do have support just below it as well. So we'll just have to see what it does today. I've had a big gap up here in quartz supply, resistance from here before coming back down. But anyway, let's have a look at the weekly on the Westpac. It's not looking too good at the moment. I've had this high volume down bar here that's hasn't been all it's been by. It's a bit of stopping volume coming in, but it's collapsed. It's going back up, but on less volume, and you're getting an up thrust. So at the moment, so that's looking, doesn't look particularly good. It is a bit of shortening of the thrust where the closes are getting more compressed, so it might reverse. Oh, here we go. Here's the NAB. So you can see where they've gapped it. I'll go to the, see where they've gapped. Look where it's gone. Bang. They've gapped it right down. Look at that. I've gapped it even past the second warning line. I should have drawn another one, shouldn't I? But that's not as severe. That's not as severe as the ANZ. Look at Westpac and just see what they're doing. They still haven't opened yet, doesn't look like. Okay, back to ANZ. Oops. I suspect it could possibly even reverse back up. See, look, how am I supposed to read this volume? Look at this. That's got to be buying in there. That's got to be being absorbed. So I think this is I'm going to move this out of the way so I can see the volume. No, come on, get out of the way. Go to the 5-minute chart. Maybe a bit of luck. Okay, and you're getting low volume. I'll get out of my way so I can see you. Low volume testing. I'm going to, I think this may go long today. And possibly, or it could just keep going down. But I think it might go long today. There's got to be buying in the bottom of that, I would think. Now the safe way, if you think it's going to be long, the safe way, which is what I should do, I'm tempted to just go long right now, but the safer way is to let it break above there and then watch for it to come back on lower volume, if you can see the volume, and then test on little low volume narrow spread bars into this bar if they let you. Sometimes they don't let you into the trade, they just take it all the way up. But I'm going to do that and then see. They're not going to let me have a look. At that volume. It looks like it's having trouble at this level here, so they could be capping it as well. You don't know. They could be capping it. You've got some up thrust there catching supply. So that looks pretty straight, doesn't it? It does look like a bit of capping, so it may keep going down, but I think we're long for the day. I think we're long for the day. But yeah, it's still going to look like a week on the daily. But I think they're going to take it up first. I'm not sure what range we're going to get. I think the last time I looked at ANZ long, I missed out, and it went a fairly good range. When was that? That was the other day. But anyway, I'll go have a look at ANZ on the daily, just for fun. Because there's no point trading it at the moment, I don't think, until I know what it's going to do. And it's I'm pretty certain it's going to be a long, and possibly a very good long. That could be a game changer. When you get those ultra high volume bars are normally get a change in trend. So what was I doing? That's the weekly. I had the daily up. Okay, I had this on the posted on the charts for them before, and what I've done is taken this ultra high volume bar here and I marked off the low, the high and the close, and that's acted as support and resistance until now. It's broken through on effort, so that's important. You've got an effort bar breaking through support and resistance. It's resisted, supported, gone back up to the top of that volume bar to the left there, fallen under, and it's broken back up. And but yesterday looked pretty weak. Oh, it didn't actually look. It looked okay. It's come back on low volume sort of thing. So, but I think overall you're still in this downtrend. You're in a downtrending pitchfork here. We've got this uptrending pitchfork that I've put, that you've got a pivot point. It's hit the median line, and it's crossed exactly where the median line and the close of that high volume bar have crossed. So it's got multiple lines of resistance. You've got the upper tine of that pitchfork coming up. You've got the median line. You've got these high volume lines. So it's and then what's it gap down to? What's that? 21.33. I'll have a look at this could no, it's starting to break down a bit. It looks like it's capping in the top there, so this could be possibly even this. It could just be everyone just get jumping ship. And the next high volume, ultra high volume bar is a weak bar closing off its high. I'll just move that out of the way so I can see what's going on. It's like a little 2-bar reversal there. So I'm not. I'll have a look on the 5-minute with ANZ. Let's draw a little pitchfork here. The 5-minute. Okay, it's just missed this. I'm going to put a sliding parallel on there. Sliding parallel is just a line parallel to your median line. Just to mop it up. So possibly, if I was going to pick where it might get down to, yeah, it's starting to break down now. I mean, I'd pick it to get to that line at least today if it was going to be a short for the day. That's 21. Oh, look at that. It's just hit there. Look at that. Boom, it might even make it to the median line. Oh, no, just short. It's freaky how these pitchforks work out, isn't it? They because they do. That's just how the price swings. You know, it's that's where the pitchforks are handy, especially with the volume. Your volume will tell you right now what's going on, what's happening right now. Pitchforks will give you an indication of what it's likely to do in the future, depending on what it does. And it's more so if I'm trading shorter term, I don't trade without the volume. I need the volume. But if I'm going longer term and I can't watch it, which is often the case, I have to decide beforehand where my exits are going to be while I'm not watching it, and where my stops are going to be, and that's where your pitchforks come in pretty handy if you just need to put a trade on and walk away, because they can give you some good entries and exits. That's starting to close. That's starting to get buying in the bottom there now. I'll go to the 15-minute. Might what can we do there? Connect those two pivots. That's a good little median line there. Oop, I might copy that up to there, or even to there. I'll just measure the channel. I copy it to there, and then put another one below it. Look, that catches those pivots there. Oh, there you go. There's a little there's a channel for you that's working out. Maybe someone else is watching, trading that same line. So this gives you, this is a good multi-pivot line, and its projections out are getting touches. So I just fluked that. So normally I have to play around a lot more to get those channels. The problem is when median lines, the rule with median lines on a pitchfork is that the median line will tend to attract price, while the outer tines will tend to repel price. So when the price is actually at a median line, even though it's a natural pivot point, you don't really know what it's going to do from there, because it's okay, it's gone to the median line, but the median line isn't going to tell you where it's going to go next. it'll normally, if it breaks past a median line, it will normally come back and back test before deciding where it goes, or oftentimes it will oscillate before deciding which way it goes. So just because there's a median line there, even though it might pivot for a little bit, and they usually do, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to pivot all the way back up to the upper tine. But if it does resist off your upper tine, then the rule is, especially if it's been in play for a while, is that you've got an 80% chance of it coming back down to the median there. I still think this is going to be a long trade, a long day, because I think that's buying. If you're looking on the 15-minute chart, then that looks pretty narrow for that much volume. It stands out more on the 15-minute chart, and it's not even closed on its low. So you got between there and there, all that volume is being absorbed between there and there. So it could be that they're exerting effort to bust a trend line. It could be, but I think it has the potential to send that back up there if it does decide to turn. It has that potential, because that's, I mean, how far back do I have to go to see one of those? Where's this? 26th of May. I can't see that far back on the 26th of May, as far as I can see back on the 15-minute chart. But look at it, look at that, and look, it's all. Now the Dow Jones had a bad night, so if you want to know what smart money are doing, one question to ask is what are the herd doing? When we say smart money, we're not talking about fund managers who aren't very smart. If anyone been into some fund managers, super fund, or even your BTs and those sort of guys, I mean, they're not that smart, and they really got no incentive to be, because it's not their money, it's your money. And so unless there's a raging bull market, those fund managers generally have a hard time making money at all. Flat out trying to make bank interest as well. So when we say smart money, we're talking about trading syndicates, hedge funds, that sort of thing. We're not talking, and they're not trading other people, they're generally trading a lot of their own money. So super funds, we count super funds and those sort of institutions as part of the herd. But anyway, the Dow's down, so we know the herd are buying the negative sentiment, selling the negative sentiment. So who's holding the price up then? So you'd have to argue that the professionals are holding that up, and I don't think that's going to stay down there. I think it has to come back up. We'll just see how it goes. I could be wrong. But I'm just wondering how the question in my mind, if the herd are selling, which they are, how is that staying up like that with all that volume? How's that only moving that far? When it, once again, I know it's moved from there to there, but from the open, it's only moved that far. How can it do that? So it's a lot of that down is being absorbed. Let's have a look. We didn't have a look at this is a pro real time. It doesn't give me real time. It doesn't give me any real time, so I'm going to get rid of it now. I just use it for the daily, because it actually gives me proper volume on the daily. Sometimes this other IG markets one don't give you all the volume from the aftermarket on the daily. Let's have a look at what the NAB is doing now. That's interesting, isn't it? You're getting volume kick up here, and what's that doing now? Let's go to the 1 minute, have a look and see what it's trying to tell us. It's come down, but it hasn't come. The volume's not that it's not as impressive as the ANZ one. This could probably just keep going down, I'd say. You do have that high volume bar coming down there, that high volume down bar. You have this volume down bar here, but it's closed well off its low, so that could be, you could be looking for a long, I mean, the high volume down bar there, it normally got buying in the bottom of them, but it's not as impressive as the ANZ. Oh, get rid of that. The price is still holding above there, see, on these narrow spread, really narrow spread bars, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was going to go break long as well. And I just want to copy it, I don't want to trade it. Copy. So if it can break above there and then come back and give these hold up like that above, then that could be an indication that it wants to go back up for the day. So 5 minute telling us that's giving us a big volume down bar. You got big volume up bar catching a lot of supply. So we don't know yet. We just don't know. We'll just have to wait and see once it breaks above or below there, and then look for weak or strong bars depending where it is. We didn't have a look at Westpac. We'll have a look at Westpac. There we go. That's this is the 5 minute chart. So it's come down on ultra high volume, but it's held up. So it's a lot of that's been absorbed. It stands out more there on the 15 minute chart. Bang, down. So I will be wary of going short, because even though there's a lot of negative sentiment, because a lot of the downside has been absorbed. So I'm not sure how much downside there is on any of them at the moment. But I'm not too sure how much upside there is too, because the sentiment's not very good. So we'll just there's nothing really exciting that's exciting me for a trade at the moment. There are some, you do have what they call an openers rule, where price moves past its open, and then if it breaks back past its open price the other way, then you go, that's the direction for the day. So there are people, and that often does work out that way as well, because they'll gap one way and then go the opposite. So they gap down, then go the opposite direction. Gap down, start going up. It doesn't always work out, but it's often the way it does. They break it down. If they want to go long, they break it down to their target buys. They can go up, or if they're short, they'll break it up to their target sells, and then take it up. So that's just an observation. And some people call that the opener's rule. So I don't generally trade that way, though I like to let the volume confirm first before I do that, because sometimes they just keep going. They'll go up, but they'll keep going back down afterwards. And this might get to the lower tine here. I'll bring up Pro Realtime. I'll give you an example of what I'm looking for if I'm going for a high probability trade. On the daily, I'll go back to the daily. I'll get rid of a lot of these pitchforks. So what I've done on the Commonwealth Bank, I've got this really high volume bar here. there's an example of your high volume bar. It's a down bar and then it's broken back up. It had a bounce back up, but it was overall it was short. But that's the key level, the support resistance level, and you can see how it's hasn't been able to get past there. It gapped up there, but that was just a maneuver to sell into it. It's gapped back down beneath it over here. Then your second in command here, your second highest volume bars here are here and here. So a high probability area is once it's broken there, was here, where it's coming back tested, and then broken down, had a little bit of a 2-bar reversal. Then you're looking at the other thing you can look at is if it's completed a range. So you've got little repeating ranges there. That looks like it's completed a down range, gone back up, and you've got little ranges, bear flags going up. So it's completed a bear flag range and then bounced off resistance. So that's a good place to be looking for a short, because you've got the range down, you've got support lower down here, and it's you know you've got, it's realistic to that you'll have a good range going back down. And it looks like at the moment that it's completed another one of these bear flag ranges at the moment. It's hit resistance on the upper tine of this downtrending pitchfork. So I don't have any obvious. That was a really good place to short at the moment. We'll just have to see. At the moment, looks like it has resisted off that tine because it's dropped down, but it might. We'll just see how we go. You do still have that support on the first warning line. Anyway, so I'm just going to keep watching it and see if there's an opportunity later on to get in. This has gone on way too long, so I'm going to end it there. YouTube will be on my case. And anyway, that's my thoughts.